Hi, Max.
Shabbat Shalom. You are live on YouTube.
Right. Yeah, Robin was the last one here.
Mm-hmm.
A nice thing. Could you imagine?
Unmuted.
Gotcha.
Once it starts.
Hi, Nancy.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
A lot of people on here.
Dad, you need to put yourself on mute. Hey, Amy.
No, you're not.
How do you see all these people? I don't understand.
Hey, put yourself on mute, please.
Great.
What?
Oh, do we have
Right
two
here,
people
we're
in the
ready to
same
go.
Put
household?
yourself on mute. Mute.
I'm going to turn the TV off.
Hello. All right, so we're about to get started. Just a reminder that the best view is going to be gallery view if you can do it, and side-by-side gallery view while the cantor is projecting. We are live on YouTube, and I want to welcome, is Todd Wachtel there? I don't
Go
see
for it.
Our board member Todd will be welcoming you with announcements.
Morning. Shabbat Shalom. My name is Todd Wachtel, and on behalf of the Board of Directors of Congregation Beth Chaim, it is an honor to welcome you to our first ever indoor hybrid service this morning to celebrate with the Adler and Frole family as William is called to the Torah. We want to maintain a warm and welcoming feeling for these services and create a sacred virtual space that will inspire prayer. For those on Zoom, please help us by staying muted unless the clergy invites you to unmute and participate. You're welcome, however, to write messages of congratulations and encouragement in the chat box. And while we will not always be able to hear one another, we would love for everyone on Zoom to sing with us. All the liturgy will be displayed on the screen to help you follow along. For those praying in person, we ask that you sing in your hearts to keep our clergy safe. Although we are physically separated, we are all one community in prayer and celebration. If you have any trouble with the technology, our Executive Director, Mira Bersofsky, will be happy to assist you. Thank you for joining us in prayer and celebration this morning. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Kol hanshama tehallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Kol hanshama tehallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Kol hanshama tehallelujah, hallelujah, kol hanshama tehallelujah, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
Shabbat Shalom. My name is Adina Blum. I'm the rabbi of Congregation Beth Chaim. I'm joined by Stuart Binder, our cantor, and Mira Berzofsky, our executive director. And we're so excited to be celebrating with all of you, both in person and virtually this morning. Thank you in advance for your patience with all of the tech hiccups that will happen. And we're really grateful that the technology does allow us to be together in this unique way. If you have any questions, please type in the chat box so that we can help you, especially if you're on Zoom. And we're so excited to start our service with some words of blessing from Pamela and Jeff.
William, today is the first day of spring. It is a day when everything begins anew. With you becoming a Jewish adult today, you are like spring, beginning a new journey with energy and enthusiasm as a Jewish adult. If every day is a little like today and you approach each day with your kindness, sensitivity, gratitude, humor, and humility, and with the knowledge that you are surrounded by family and friends that love and care about you, you can accomplish anything. As Rabbi Bloom once wrote in one of the Beth Chaim newsletters, and I paraphrase, becoming Jewish teaches us to make a world a better place, tikkun olam. This was something that your grandma Sandy practiced every day. She did her part to repair the world, and now as an emerging teenager, you have the tools rooted in Jewish values to take the courageous actions in an unprecedented moment in time to do your part to repair the brokenness in our world. Your kindness and compassion for others teaches all of us how to be better, especially to the needs of others. When you were 7 years old, you decided that instead of your friends giving you birthday presents, they should donate to the Alzheimer's Association in your honor of Pops. You followed this tradition with other birthdays, donating to other causes that are close to your heart. When you came to us a couple of years ago and told us that you wanted to become a bar mitzvah, we told you to think really hard about that decision because it's not about the party. Who knew that the pandemic would make that statement have even more meaning? The pandemic shows us what it really means to be Jewish. We get knocked down, but we survive and are alive to celebrate each and every day. With March Madness happening as we speak, and there may be a game going on right now, soon, and we hope that Rutgers will go all the way, even though that's not what your bracket says. We know that you'll go all the way in whatever you decide to do, whatever route you choose. From celebrating your accomplishments today with family and friends, virtually over Zoom and live stream, to all the paths you may choose in your journey through life. Thank you to everyone for being with us today as we celebrate William. William, you have done us proud with your studies, diving into the learning and education needed to become a
The
bar
kid's gonna
mitzvah.
go to the Torah at some point.
You now join Congregation Beth Chaim and the Jewish community as an adult. And then soon, once you give the blessing over the talit, we are going to be giving you a very special talit. This talit belonged to your grandfather Pops. His name was Zelig, and it is the Hebrew name we gave you in his honor. And now with the talit, you will honor his memory even more, and I am sure that he and Grandma Sandy are live streaming the service and are very proud of you and the young man you have become. Family gatherings and celebration do not look the same today as they did in the before times, and we find gratitude to be able to gather via Zoom with loved ones from all over the world. You have family near and far joining us in today's service to celebrate you, spanning the globe from your cousins in Israel to right here in New Jersey. Today, we celebrate you, we love you, and are proud of you. Mazel tov.
First, I want to say thank you to Beth Chaim, where we feel very welcome and they're very warm, and we're very happy here. I also want to thank Pamela and Deborah's family, the Adler family, the Karp family, and the Smirnoff family, which I'm very grateful to be a part of. They're always loving, caring, supportive to all of us. William, this doesn't look like a typical bar mitzvah. There's about 8 of us here, 9 of us here, but we're all very proud of you and happy for you, as everybody is here. So people who are here, or mom and dad, we're very proud of you. Your grandparents, George and Barbara, and we know that Robert and Sandy are here as well. We have your aunts, your uncles, great aunts and great uncles, cousins and friends are all here because we're all proud of you and happy for you. In addition to that, you might not know, but a lot of us know great grandparents. They're also very proud of you. Okay, and in case anyone doesn't know, William shares a name with his great grandfather, William Lauk. And that's mostly everyone. There's probably one other person that we don't know if they're proud of William. We're going to find out. Samuel, are you proud of William? Oh, that's surprising. It's a very special day indeed. William, you have a strong sense of wanting to do the right thing in the eyes of your family, the world, and God. Continue to strive to be better, to be the better adult you have become and always can be. It's not always easy, and the path is not always clear, but always aspire to be your best. Today, you will be an adult. There are joys and responsibilities you will experience as an adult, but always remember the values and the spirit you have as a child. Work towards goodness with your boundless energy. As an adult, you'll find the world may pull you in directions that are not in line with your values. It's sometimes a constant struggle. This is why you need to continue to nurture and develop your faith in God. God, your congregation, and like-minded friends can help guide and remind you of the direction you need to go now and in the future. And of course, finally, it is March Madness. Your mother and I find it to be madness that somehow you are 13 years old already and becoming a bar mitzvah. But speaking of March Madness, there was a college basketball coach named Jimmy Valvano who has a famous speech from almost 30 years ago. And I recommend to anyone, if you've never seen the speech, I recommend you watch it. In this speech, Jimmy V says, and I want you to remember, to be successful, always to remember to focus on these three things: family, religion, and the Green Bay Packers. Thanks. Thank you.
All right, William, you'll now get your talit, your prayer shawl, which marks your official entry into Jewish adulthood and official membership as a mature person in our community.
This is a lot bigger.
When you're ready.
Okay. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehi tatev batzitzit.
Amen. And because we're so grateful to reach this special time and occasion, William, please lead us in Shehechianu.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam
Shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Amen. Our service continues with a reading from Aunt Donna Prowitz.
Good morning, everyone. It's an honor to be here, William. I'm so proud of you. I have a reading here. Each of us enters this sanctuary with a different need. Some hearts are full of peace and gratitude, overflowing with love and joy. They are eager to confront the day to make the world a better place. They are recovering from illness or have escaped misfortune. We rejoice with them. Some hearts ache with sorrow. Disappointments weigh heavily on them. Families have been broken. Loved ones lie on a bed of pain. Death has taken a cherished loved one. May our presence and caring bring them comfort. Some hearts are embittered, ideals are betrayed and mocked, answers sought in vain. Life has lost its meaning and value. May the knowledge that we too are searching restore our hope and renew our faith.
Thank you so much. And while we had wished that William's cousin Maxwell Mijen would be with us in person, we are really grateful that he's with us on Zoom.
Thanks, guys. Congrats to William. Praise to you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who formed the human body with skill, creating the body's many pathways and openings. It is well known before your throne of glory that if one of them be wrongly opened or closed, it would be impossible to endure and stand before you. Blessed are you, Adonai, who heals all flesh, working wondrously. Baruch.
And one last reading for now from William's grandparents, Barbara and George Frole.
There are 8 degrees in the giving of tzedakah, each one higher than the one before. To give grudgingly, reluctantly, or with regret. To give less than one should, but with grace. to give what one should, but only after being asked, to give before one is asked, to give without knowing who will receive it, although the recipient knows the identity of the giver, to give without making known one's identity, to give so that neither giver nor receiver knows the identity of the other, to help another to become self-supporting by means of a gift, a loan, or by finding employment for the one in need. Thank you.
And as we turn to the words of Chatzi Kaddish, we ask everyone to please rise.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה.
Amen.
ועלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי. בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל. בגלה ובזמן קריב אמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך. לעולם עולם מעלמיה יתברך. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו. להאמין כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה תאמירן בעלמא ואמרו Amen.
We'll now hear from William's brother Samuel for a special reading.
In the beginning, even then, a new light was sown, for the righteousness of promise that our light would become the catalyst, first for order and then for hope. Author of language and light, help us to use words as you have, to cast light into dark waters and draw out justice and truth.
And now we'll hear from William's cousin, Jessica Prowitz.
Your neighbor as yourself, you said, and light blinded we saw, that inner and outer worlds are one, as you are one. You spoke and we wrote. We reached for you down the centuries, your light moving before us, as we climbed, fell back and climbed again, your Sinai of life.
Please be seated.
Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai echad. 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 Shem kevod malchuto leolam vaed.
Please be seated. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך, ובלתך ובדרך ושבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בעיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי והייתם קודשים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ אשר להיות להם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
We'll now hear from William's cousin, Dan Prowitz.
Life without integrity is like loosely hanging threads, easily fraying from the main cloth, while in acts of piety we learn to understand that every instant is like a thread, raveling out of eternity to form a delicate tassel. We must not cast off the threads, but weave them into the design of an eternal fabric. Each day points to eternity. The fate of all time depends on a single moment.
שיר החדשה שירו גאולים נשימה על שפת הים יחד כולם הודו והמליכו והמרו אדוני הינו לעולם ועד אדוני הינו לעולם
Please rise.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu v'Emotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, El Hagedol, Hagibor v'Anorah, El Elyon, Gomil Hasadim Tovim, Bekonei Hakol, Ezocher Hasdei, Avot v'Imahot, Umovei Gula Levnei V'nehem, Leman Shemo Be'ava, Melech Ozer, Umashia Umagen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, V'Tzirat Tzara, Atah Gibor, Leolam Adonai, Mechaye Hakol Atah Rav Leoshia, Mashiv Haruah, Morid Hagashem, Mechakel Hayim Bechesed, Mechaye Hakol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim, Verofei Cholim, Umatir Asorim, Umkayem emunato lishene afar micha mocha bagivarot umetome lach melech memit umchaye umatzmiya Yeshua ne'eman lahayot hakol Baruch atah Adonai mechaye hakol.
נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זה ואמר, קדוש קדוש קדוש, אדוני צבאות, מלוך כל הארץ כבודו. אדיר אדירנו אדוני, אדוננו מדיר שמך בכל הארץ, ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו ומלכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו, ברחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהיך ציון לדור ודור, הללויה. לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש, ושבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
Please be seated. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
בני אובן, בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. We'll now hear in English from family friend Greg Lappin.
We are a people in whom the past endures, in whom the present is inconceivable without moments gone by. The Exodus lasted a moment enduring forever. What happened once upon a time happens all the time. A thought has blown the marketplace away. There is a song on the wind and joy in the trees. Shabbat arrives in the world, scattering a song in the silence of the night. Eternity utters a day.
And zooming in from Israel, we invite William's cousin Daniela Majen.
Find favor, Adonai our God, with your people Israel, and accept their prayer in love. May the worship of your people Israel always be acceptable. God, who is near to all who call, turn lovingly to your servants. Pour out your spirit upon us.
שים, שים, שים שלום, שים שלום טובה וברכה. שים, שים, שים שלום טובה וברכה. חן וחסד ורחמים עלינו ועל כל ישראל עמך. ברכנו יוצרנו כולנו כאחד באור פניך. שים, שים, שים שלום, שים שלום טובה וברכה. שים, שים, שים שלום טובה וברכה. כי באור פניך נתת לנו אדוני אלוהינו תורת חיים ואהבת חסד וצדקה וברכה ורחמים וחיים ושלום. שים, שים, שים שלום, שים שלום טובה וברכה. שים, שים, שים שלום טובה וברכה. וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. ברוך אתה אדוני המברך את עמו ישראל בשלום. שים, שים, שים שלום, שים שלום טובה וברכה. שים, שים, שים שלום טובה וברכה.
We now take a few moments for silent prayer to offer up the hopes and dreams that we're carrying in our hearts, or to sit and reflect and take a meditative moment, and we'll come back together in just a few moments. Continue with Seder Kriyat HaTorah, our Torah reading service.
May my life be one link in a chain of goodness. As I say the prayers of my ancestors, help me to recall their devotion and faithfulness, their joy and suffering, which are in every word. Holiness is my heritage. May I be worthy of it. May our tradition live in me and pass from me to generations I shall never know, enriched by the truth that I have found in the good deeds I have done. So may I fulfill my task on earth and receive my blessing. When the service ends and the prayers have ceased, help me to bring their spirit into the world in which I live. May I love God above all and my neighbor as myself, and be a living witness to the truth that never changes.
אין כמוך באלוהים אדוני ואין כמעשיך מלכותך מלכות כל עולמים וממשלתך בכל דור ודור אדוני מלך אדוני מלך אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן, אדוני יברך את עמו בשלום. הרחמים הציבה ברצונך את ציון, תבנה חומות ירושלים, תבנה חומות ירושלים, כי בך לבד בטחנו, מלך הרם Am v'nisa Adon Olamim.
William, in just a moment, you're going to place the Torah scroll in your arms, the same teachings that we've been passing down from generation to generation for thousands of years. It's an incredible honor and legacy, and we're now going to invite the generations who came before you to help share with you this special teaching, this special honor, and we hope that you will not leave it in your arms, but pass it along to all those who come after you. So it's my pleasure to invite your grandparents, Barbara and George Frole, and your parents, Pamela Adler and Jeff Frole, to join you up at the table as each of you takes the Torah in your arms and passes it to today's B'nai Mitzvah, William. All right, so Pamela, if you want to help everybody out, we're going to line up in generational order, first to last. So if Barbara and George, if you want to come stand next to your son.
Ki mitzion tetzeh Torah, ki mitzion tetzeh Torah, udevar Adonai merushalayim.
William, tag you're it.
Thanks. And this scroll is the secret of our people's life from Sinai until now. Its teaching is love and justice, goodness and hope. Freedom is its gift to all who treasure it.
Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah, Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah, Lamo Yisrael Bikdushato, Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu Gadol Adonenu Kadosh Shemo, Talul Adonai iti, Poleromema Shemo Yachtav.
You may now undress the Torah. And to help you do so, I invite your aunt back up to the table, Deborah Adler.
Lecha Adonai hagedula v'hagevora v'hatiferet v'hanetzach v'ahod. Ki chol bashamayim uvaretz, ki chol bashamayim uvaretz. Lecha Adonai hamamlacha v'hamitnaseh lechol rosh.
All right, once our Torah is open, William, you can find your starting point. I will ask everyone else to take a seat as we prepare to hear William chant from the very first Torah portion in the book of Leviticus, Parashat Vayikra. And God called to Moses. And while it sounds really lovely, what follows is a whole bunch of rules that Moses is then instructed to share with the children of Israel that they need to follow. And William's going to give us an understanding of what those rules are all about in just a few moments. William, have you found your starting point? But I am going to ask your dad to help move the microphone so we can hear you chant loudly and clearly. Perfect. Na la'amad, malka ba Ephraim la'aliyah harishona. For our first Aliyah to the Torah this morning, we invite through Zoom the Frole's family friend Lisa Lappin for the first honor of the Aliyah to the Torah.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bakar banu mikol hamin v'natan lanu et Toratav. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
V'im nefesh ki teheta v'asta achat mikol mitzvot Adonai asher lo ta'asena v'lo yada v'Hashem v'nasa avono. V'hevi ayotamin minatzon be'erkecha l'Hashem el hakohen yiper alav hakohen al shigagato asher shagag v'hu lo yada v'nislach lo. Asham hu ashom Hashem l'Adonai.
All right, Lisa.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah temet v'chayei olam nata b'tukenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Thank you so much, Lisa. That was beautiful and flawless through the computer. We now turn to our second Aliyah to the Torah. Nala Amod, Bero v'Jeff Aliyah Hashniya. We now invite William's parents, Pamela and Jeff.
Baruch Adonai Hambarak.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hambarak Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bakar banu mikol ha'amid v'natan lanu et Torah. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Vadaber Adonai el Moshe lemor. Nefesh kiteheta uma ala ma'a Adonai v'chichesh ba'amito pigadon o v'tzumet yado v'gazao ashek et amito. O matzah avida v'chichesh bo v'nisba'a shaker achat miko asher yaseh adam lachato v'chena.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'torenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. William, you congratulate your parents on a job well done. They're going to switch to your left side, and we're going to pause in our Torah service to offer a prayer for healing. It is our custom at Beth Chaim to share out loud names of anyone we can think of who in particular are in need of healing. So I invite those on Zoom to type in the chat box any names, and those in our sanctuary, if you want to name some names out loud, as we want to keep these words of Torah in front of us and draw strength and support from their teachings as we offer up prayers for healing and wholeness of body, mind, heart, and soul. So are we thinking of anyone in particular today? For all those who go unnamed, we'll recite this blessing together.
May the source of strength bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say
Nala Amod, Bar HaMitzvah, Zeleg Ben Bero V'Jeff La'aliyah HaShlishit. For our third and final Aliyah to the Torah, we invite today's Bar Mitzvah, William Adler Frole.
Baruch et Adonai Hamvorah.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorah Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim natan lanu et Torah. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
V'haya ki yeheta v'Hashem v'eshiv et hagzela asher gazal o et ha'oshek asher shak o et ha'pikadon asher karito et ha'avida asher matzah. Oh, Miko asher yishavav alav la'sheker shilam oto brosho v'achad meshitav Yosef alav la'asher v'lo yitninu v'omashmoto. ואת אשמו יביא לאדוני אל יתמים מנצון ברכך אשמו הכהן. וכיפר עליו הכהן פני אדוני ונסלח לו אחת מכל אשר יעשה ואשמע בו. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת וחיי עולם נטע בתוכנו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Amen. And now your parents get to congratulate you on a job well done. We ask your Aunt Deborah to come back up to the table for everyone to please rise as we will now lift and dress the Torah. William, you're on spotting duty.
וזאת התורה ששם משה לפני בני ישראל על פי אדוני ביד משה. יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה לה יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה 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 לה.
So Pamela, if you want to hold that scroll in your arms while William turns to his Haftarah portion this morning from the book and prophet Isaiah.
מלך העולם אשר בחר בנביאים טובים רצה בדבריהם הנאמרים באמת. ברוך אתה אדוני הבוחר בתורה משה עבדו ובישראל עמו ובנביאי האמת בצדק. ואתה שמע יעקב עבדי וישראל בחרתי בו. כלומר אדוני עושך ויוצרך מבטן יעזרך אל תירא עבדי יעקב ושורון בחרתי בו. כי יצק מים על צמא ונוזלים על יבשה אצוק רוחי עזרך וברכתי על צאצאיך. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם צור כל העולמים צדיק בכל הדורות האל הנאמן האומר ועושה המדבר ומקיים שכל דבריו אמת וצדק. התורה והעבודה והנביאים ביום השבת הזה שנתת לנו אדוני אלוהינו לקדושה ולמנוחה לכבוד ותפארת. על כל אדוני אלוהינו אנחנו מודים לך ומברכים אותה יתברך שמך בפיך תמיד לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
Amen. Pamela will now return the Torah to her resting place, and William, you're on deck for your Devar Torah.
עת חיים היא למחזיקים בה ותומכיה מאושר דרכיה דרכי נועם וכל נתיבותיה שלום. השיבנו אדוני אליך ונשובה חדש ימינו כקדם.
Please be seated as we now have the opportunity to hear some words of teaching from William.
The name of the Torah portion I chanted today is Parashat Vayikra, found in the book of Leviticus. This portion is about how there's always a way to fix something if you do something wrong. In Torah times, you did this by offering sacrifices. This week's portion describes the sacrifices asked of our ancestors. The burnt offering is when you give up something of value to you and burn it on the altar for God. The grain offering, the only vegetarian offering, was a meal for those present. The offering of well-being was a sacrifice to ask God for our well-being. The sin offering is when you do something wrong, you get to fix it with the sacrifice. The offering for unintentional mistake, similar to the sin offering, just for when you do something wrong by accident. The section of the Torah portion that I am focusing on talks about how stealing is wrong, how to make that mistake right. Stealing is such a big deal in the Torah that it is forbidden in the 10 Commandments. Stealing is wrong because even though it benefits the thief, it hurts the victim. It's not fair because the thief didn't work for it and doesn't deserve it. Others can think less of you for stealing, but more importantly, you know that you did wrong. The section of the Torah that I just chanted explains that it is not enough just to repay or give back what you stole. Instead, you have to give it back plus add 1/5 of the value. This teaches us that there are consequences for actions and there's a way to make it right. There are different kinds of stealing, each with a different consequence. For example, when my brother and I steal something from each other, either it's food and we eat it before the other realizes something's missing, or we fight for it and we both get yelled at. But if someone were to rob a bank, they would most likely go to prison. Even though these two examples of stealing are very different, they both have consequences. Therefore, no matter what you steal or how you steal it, there will always be consequences, just as the Torah teaches us. Ultimately, my Torah portion is all about repairing relationships with other people and with God. When I leave this sanctuary today, I will be a Jewish adult. I won't be able to drive a car, drink beer, or do anything that an adult in America could do that kids can't. But as a Jewish adult, I'm now more independent, I have more responsibility, and I will continue to accept the consequences for my actions. Also, I am now an official member of the community. As such, I hope to learn more about my religion and make the world a better place. I've already started to repair our world with my Mitzvah project. For my Mitzvah project, I decided to write letters to seniors with Alzheimer's. I have chosen to do this because of my grandpa Pops, in honor of his death after suffering from Alzheimer's. I've also made a page on the Alzheimer's Association website, which gives people the ability to donate money in Pops' memory, which will be used to research a cure or provide treatment for Alzheimer's. If you would like to make a donation, you can do so at alz.org. Thank you to everyone who has already donated. I also want to thank my parents for helping me get here today, by helping me study for hours, motivating me to get my work done. I'd like to thank Congregation Beth Chaim for their creative gift that helps me to see my Torah person in a different way. And thank you to my grandparents, aunts, and uncles, cousins, friends, and everyone on Zoom for helping me celebrate this precious day.
We'll now invite Todd Wachtel back up to present to you, William, your B'nai Mitzvah certificate and the gift from the congregation.
So I'm really bad with scripts. So about 53 weeks ago, my daughter, Robin, was the last live bar mitzvah at Congregation Beth Chaim. So I'm really honored to be part of the service and that you and Robin share that thing in Congregation Beth Chaim's history. I've known you for a while. We drove to soccer practice together. Well, I drove. You were in the back. And there's always been this wonderful sweetness to you. And I just remember this incident where we shared chocolate. I don't even know if you remember that, but you gave me your chocolate, and I was coming from after work, and I was hungry. And that's always what I think about you, is the sweetness about you. So it's been a really incredible thing to see you grow up. I always, come to these things and say, oh, you're becoming such an impressive person. You've already been an impressive person to me. So keep doing what you're doing. It is my privilege to present you with this gift from the Sisterhood, Men's Club, and Board of Directors of Congregation Beth Chaim. It is an artist's rendering of your Torah portion, which your Devar was good. You said it wasn't good. I thought it was great. I hope this gift captures the beauty and complexity of our sacred teaching, and that you remember the significance of this day when you view it. We've all been honored to have you lead our congregation in worship this morning. Becoming B'nai Mitzvah is an important step on your journey to Jewish adulthood. We look forward to celebrating with you again at the end of 10th grade when you're confirmed. Mazel tov.
And William, now I get to say a few words to you so you can face in this direction, and don't worry, they're going to be focused on me. So William, there's one teaching about great leadership, that a good leader speaks softly but carries a big stick. I think that is a perfect image for who you are, because at first you seem on the quieter side, but when you open your mouth to speak, you actually say something that matters. And it's clear from everything that has led you to today how you are at the head of the pack, that you have an internal compass that is guiding you along the way, and that you clearly are operating under values that you learned from your family and your community that I know will shape you into the adult that you are becoming. And so thank you so much for leading us this morning. I think it was a really powerful experience for all of us in the sanctuary, as well as everyone on Zoom, even if sometimes the Zoom pooped out, which is a good metaphor for life, that it doesn't always go exactly the way you planned, but intention and effort mean a lot. And I know that you have put so much effort into your preparations for today. And something that I've been inspired by is that the intention for this celebration has come from you. You wanted to go to religious school. You wanted to celebrate this milestone moment. You helped convince your family that this was something important enough to do to get everybody involved. And so you should feel incredibly proud of all of those accomplishments, of that motivation and that sense of determination that I know you have. Something else that I have noticed about you is that you go with the flow and you roll with the punches. Even when Samuel is running around like a lunatic around the sanctuary, you got your reading down, you're focused on your prayer, you don't let him distract you at all. And another really good life lesson, that you just have no idea what life is going to throw your way, like a global pandemic, for example, but that you say, okay, I can handle that, and just figure out how to keep on trucking. Good luck in everything that you do going forward. If you put even 1/10 of the effort into all of your future endeavors as you did for today, I know you're going to be a smashing success. And now I'm going to turn it over to Cantor Binder to share with you a blessing that we have been sharing with each other for generations in the Jewish tradition.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you with good and keep you safe. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha. May God be with you and be kind to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha. V'yasem lecha shalom, shalom. May you always know that God is close, and may God give you the gift of peace.
Now we have a chance to say congratulations.
Semen tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, semen tov, semen tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, semen tov, semen tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, semen tov, Yelanu, 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 Ulechol Yisrael, Yelanu, Yelanu, Ulechol Yisrael, Yelanu, Yelanu, Ulechol Yisrael, Yelanu, Yelanu, Ulechol Yisrael.
We're going to have a chance for folks on Zoom to unmute to shower you with praise and congratulations.
Mazel
Mazel
tov.
Mazel tov. Mazel tov. Mazel tov.
Mazel tov.
Thank you.
Okay.
Mazel tov, William.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov.
Mazel
tov.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov.
Way to go, Will.
Great job.
Thanks.
Congratulations, William.
Thanks.
Mazel tov.
Congratulations.
Mazel tov.
Congratulations.
Go, William!
Congratulations!
Good job, William.
Oh, there's more.
Welcome.
Congratulations.
William.
Oh, please. Say mazel tov.
All right, we're going to pause the congratulations. We'll have more chance at the end of our service. We'll bring it back at the very, very end, but first we have to start with our concluding prayers.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שהוא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
We'll hear another English reading from William's Aunt Deborah Adler.
There are stars up above. So far away we only see their light, long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us. As we live our days, these are the ways we remember.
And while today is definitely a day dedicated to celebration and joy, we are carrying in our hearts those who didn't live to be with us for this joyous celebration. And so we want to especially remember William's grandparents, Robert and Sandra Adler, his cousin, Melissa Cormack, and their family friend, Betty Lyons, who passed this week. In their memory and in the memory of all those we carry in our hearts, we join together and rise as one community for Mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'alma divrach yirutei v'amlich malchutei, v'chayechon uvyomechon, v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv, v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mivarach li'alam ul'almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, v'yitale, v'yitalal, shemei d'kudisha, brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim alinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom alinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Zichronam livracha, may their memories always be a blessing. I invite everyone to take a seat for our closing song, our song of shalom, of peace, of wholeness. We wish for everyone in this community to be blessed with shalom and everyone all over the world.
Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, 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 yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael.
William, I'm pretty confident that your family and friends are proud of you. On behalf of Congregation Beth Chaim, we are incredibly proud of you. But as I alluded to before, the most important piece is I hope you are proud of you and all that you've accomplished. May you only go from strength to strength. Thank you, everyone, for being with us this morning. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Friends on Zoom, feel free to unmute.
Shabbat
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat
Shabbat
shalom.
shalom, William.
Shabbat shalom.
Congratulations, Williams. You're now a giant.
Yeah.